Welcome to our exploration of the sales cycle. We'll be looking into the art of prospecting, establishing meaningful connections, and nurturing long-term success. In this session, we're going to dissect the crucial stages of the sales journey from making that critical first impression to securing lasting partnerships. First off, we'll look at the hunt, prospecting and making meaningful connections. How long do they say you have to make a first impression? The answer varies depending on who you're listening to. Still, the critical thing to remember is that it isn't very long. The short time you have to make that first impression can make or break your sales chances. In that time, your prospect is sizing you up and determining if you are someone they would like to get to know. Will they like you? And can they trust you? Would they want to do business with you? Your purpose in contacting your prospect is to begin opening up lines of communication. Great listeners make the best salespeople, period. Mastering the skill of effective listening will improve every other aspect of the relationship. Next, we go into the second stage, which is the discovery, unearthing their desires and their needs. A discovery session aims to explore and accurately understand the customer's needs and determine the steps to provide an effective solution. Listen to what the customer says and know how to ask the right questions to gather the necessary information. Asking intelligent questions is a crucial sales skill. It's not about asking many questions, but the right ones. Asking questions is akin to painting a picture. You start with a blank canvas. You fill in the background and you sketch the picture with broad strokes. Then you add details using finer and finer strokes. And then we come up to the third stage, which is the solution, where you're crafting the perfect remedy for your buyer or your seller. In this phase, you and your prospect work together to find a solution that meets the prospect's needs. Use your prospect's ideas and combine them with your own ideas to arrive at a solution that makes sense for both of you. The exchange of ideas is an opportunity to understand your prospect's perspective. You can use a metaphor like this. If you and I could switch heads, that is, if you could know what I know about my product and if I could know what you know about your business, we would both know exactly how to give you the best possible solution for your needs. The aim is to get as close as possible to having the perfect understanding that would enable you to develop the ideal solution for your prospect. To achieve this, you must share enough information to fully grasp your client's business, industry, and trends and challenges. The client also needs to understand your products and services and how they can benefit from them as much as possible. So when you're presenting a solution, link it to the needs identified in the exploratory phase and explain how this would function in your prospect's environment. Next comes the commitment, securing the partnership. Gaining commitment follows the discovery and solution stages for the DISC salesperson. If you have thoroughly completed the first three stages of selling, which is the hunt, the discovery, and the solution, the prospect should be ready to purchase. When your prospect has reached the point where they are ready to purchase, you must recognize this. Failure to ask them for a commitment can lead to losing the sale. I've seen salespeople not recognize this critical point and effectively talk their prospect out of committing. We call it diarrhea of the mouth. The commitment stage is a pivotal moment in establishing customer partnership. You owe it to yourself and your prospect to not miss it. The fifth stage is called the nurture or cultivating long-term success. Common weakness among salespeople is how they handle the assuring phase of the sales process. Many salespeople focus solely on getting the sales commitment and then disappear, leaving customer service, installation, training, and follow-up to others. Buyer remorse is a real thing, and an understanding of this stage will help minimize its impact. In contrast to some selling methods, selling begins when the customer says yes. Assuring customer satisfaction is a crucial element for achieving outstanding sales success, and there are two main benefits to ensure that each customer is satisfied. Firstly, it ensures repeat business. Most products have a life cycle and will eventually need to be replaced or upgraded. I've been in real estate for 40 years, and I know many of my customers have moved more than once. Customers are more likely to return to the salesperson who provided excellent service and follow up with a product that met their needs. Secondly, satisfied customers are excellent sources of referrals. Customers talk about their experiences, whether positive or negative, And when they receive exceptional service, they are likely to refer others to the salesperson who delivered on their promises. In a previous session, I mentioned a client of mine who, as a result of doing business with him, I also did business for multiple other people in his life, friends, family, and I think it was 15 deals that I did with him. Without repeat business and referrals, a salesperson must constantly prospect and cold call new accounts, which is not ideal for most salespeople. Starting the sales process presents an opportunity to build a good customer relationship. However, only after the sale do you ensure your customer is satisfied and hopefully delighted, and truly solidifies the relationship. So each stage is crucial in moving prospects through the buying process. The specific steps and their order may vary depending on the industry, product, or complexity, and sales methodology used by an organization. What's important is to recognize that there is a process and a sales cycle, and using DISC will help you to do more. Coming up next, we're going to talk about how to apply the DISC method to the sales cycle.